Good morning, fourth grade. So today, as you can see, we're going to be going over Native American cultures. We're going to be exploring how geography shaped ways of life across North America. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at these three images on the screen, okay? So the question we're going to be thinking of for now is, why do you think these three homes look so different from each other? Okay, I want you guys to just think about that. Don't answer yet. But we are going to find the answer as we explore the fascinating world of Native American cultures across North America. On our next slide, we see the cultural regions. So Native Americans didn't all live the same way. In fact, there were hundreds of different tribes spread all across the continent, and where they lived had shaped everything about their culture. So look at this slide and you can see the several major cultural regions, areas where tribes shared similar environments and ways of life. Today we're going to focus on three of them. We're going to focus on the Great Plains, which focuses itself on flat grasslands and the center of the continent. We're going to be doing the Southwest, the hot and dry desert lands, and the Northeast woodlands. The Northeast woodlands had mainly forests in the northern part of America. So each region is home to tribes with unique shelters, food, clothing, and traditions. We do have a total of 6 on this slide. You can see on the right part, we have the Northwest Coast, the Arctic, Subarctic, and the Southeast. But today we're mainly focusing on the first 3 that we just went over. So first we are going to meet the Sioux of the Great Plains. Because the plains were flat and open, the Sioux, were nomadic. So they moved around from place to place, following the massive herds of buffalo. So buffalo actually gave them almost everything, which was food, clothing, which was made from the hides, and then we have tools that they made from their bones. Their homes were called teepees. Teepees are cone-shaped structures made of wooden poles and buffalo hide that could be set up and taken down quickly, which is always perfect for people who are always on the move. Next up, we have the Pueblo people. So the Pueblo people were from the Southwest, like the Hopi or the Zuni. The desert was dry and hot, so instead of moving around all the time, the Pueblo people built permanent villages called pueblos. They were multi-story buildings made of adobe, which is sun-dried mud brick. They were incredible farmers, and despite the dry climate, they actually developed very clever irrigation techniques to grow corn, beans, and squash. They called those 3 the Three Sisters. They also did pottery, and their pottery was famous for its beautiful geometric designs. Next up, we have the Iroquois Confederacy. So for the Iroquois, they were of the northeast woodlands, which was surrounded by forests. They built large rectangular homes called longhouses. Longhouses were made from wooden frames covered in elm bark. One longhouse could shelter several families. The Iroquois were also remarkable for forming one of the earliest known democracies. It was called the Iroquois Confederacy. It was a powerful alliance of 6 nations who made decisions together. And this was such an advanced political system that it actually influenced the founding fathers of the United States. Okay, so next up, we have our T-chart activity. So now it's your turn, okay? So while we're in class, you guys are going to use this T-chart to compare 2 of these tribes, okay? So for example, if I was to compare the Sioux and the Pueblo, I might write for the shelter part that the Sioux lived in teepees and the Pueblo lived in adobe buildings. And then for their food, the Sioux hunted buffalo and the Pueblo farmed corn and squash. And for the location, the Sioux lived on the plains and then the Pueblo in the desert. Do you see how learning this geography has made such a big difference? So now your job will be to find at least 3 differences and 2 similarities between any 2 tribes. You can pick any of the 3 that we went over. We'll pick 2 out of the 3 that we went over. Next, we have our group activity. It's to create the tribe poster. So after we're done with our T-charts, we will work in small groups for a quick creative activity, okay? So your group will choose one tribe and then create a simple poster or drawing that can show a sense of that tribe's daily life. But remember, it needs to include at least 3 accurate cultural details from our lesson, okay? So if you were to pick the Sioux, per se, you could draw a teepee, someone prepping a buffalo hide, and maybe a person wearing hide clothing. This is also a chance to show what you've learned in a fun, creative way. Okay, so to wrap this up, we're going to go back to where we started, okay? So now you should know the answer to our question. Our question was, why do these 3 homes look so different? They look different because of the geography and environment. The land had shaped their culture. So before we go ahead and do our work, you'll need to turn in your T-chart before you guys leave, and that will be your most formative assessment for today. And then you'll take your home assignment, which will be a 3 sentences describing the daily life of one Native American tribe in your own words, okay? And you need to use your notes or go back and watch this video again, and that should help you with those sentences. So great work today. Native Americans built incredible, diverse civilizations long before anyone else arrived on this continent, and we've just only scratched the surface. So keep being curious. Thanks.